Welcome if this is your first time on the channel. Today we are reviewing The Penguin, Season 1, Episode 6. Make sure you subscribe, click that like button. But man, we got to get into this episode because it was another great one. They really captured the moments of all of the emotional scenes, and it really draw you in to not just the scenes, but to each character. The Penguin has some powerful scenes in this episode. Victor has some powerful scenes. And Sophia did too. Her and Eve having that dialogue going back and forth. And when Eve figured out, oh, she's not going to kill me. She's not the hangman. She's going to let me live. Eve gives up the location. And at the end of the episode, we see Sophia looking at Oz's mom and Victor. Both of them are probably in trouble. And I hate it for Victor because he just became a man in the street business. He actually took somebody out, and that scene was powerful because the guy Squid who came up and was trying to basically bully Victor into getting a connection with Oz, he just couldn't say no. Victor was doing everything in his power to get that kid Squid to say no. Literally, tried to give him money. He throw the money up in his face. He tells him, hey, this won't be a good idea. He actually tells Squid, if you come, Oz will kill you. Squid didn't want to listen. And Squid was real cocky. All the way up until Victor pulls the gun out. And that's when you could see on his face, it's like, oh, I done made a mistake. And Victor didn't waste no time. He didn't do what a lot of people do. A lot of people on these shows, they pull their gun out and then they want to have a conversation. No, Vic had the conversation before he pulls the gun out. When he pulls the gun out, he was not playing. Shot him in the neck. Squid bled out. He's gone. And that leads us straight into Oz and Victor having a great moment and having a powerful scene because Victor brings him in, gives him a hug, but he still has that street mentality. He still is letting them know, hey, I depend on you. You need to be where you need to be, even though this just happened. And then he gives them some words of encouragement. Hey, it'll get easier. That scene was powerful. Not just that scene, though. Oz had another scene that was very powerful. Right towards the end, when he was trying to get everybody together and get everybody on his side, that's the part that people don't see. See, people just look at somebody, see the success, and go, oh, they always been there. Maybe it was handed down to them. Maybe they never had to grind or put any real work in to get to where they are trying to get to. It'll be people that might see the Penguin in Season 2 or whenever he comes all the way up and go, wow, he's the man. He probably just always been the man. No. He had to work hard to get there. And that conversation showed how he was working as a salesman. He had to get everybody to come over to his side. And he did it with one big statement during that whole dialogue. He was basically saying, they are not one of us. He put himself with everybody else and said, hey, I'm one of you. Those rich people, they are not one of us. They don't even know your name. And it worked. Everybody is now on his side. He can now move his drugs all throughout the city. And he was playing chess this episode because when Sophia took out them guys, took their finger off, I think she took off the pinky, and then she took out a few guys to send a message. Anybody messing with Oz, won't be able to survive on the streets. So what did Oz do to counter that? He put out all of his drugs for free. Perfect counter, because if people getting drugs for free, they gonna use them. And then when they come back around for the second time, then he gonna give them a price they not gonna like. But I loved his strategy. And he would have had everything down packed if it wasn't for Eve. She just had to open her mouth. And now Sophia will have his mom. And I definitely think Vic might get away, but Oz's mother is in trouble. And I wonder, will Oz blame things on Vic? Because if he loses mom and Oz wasn't at the apartments at the time, I can see him saying, how did you let this happen? It wasn't Vic's fault at all. It was Eve's fault. And it was Oz's fault too for letting Eve know where he would be, or her finding out where he is. She don't supposed to have that information. And to be honest, with her knowing so much about Oz, when she said she didn't want to go with him, he probably should have took her out then. That probably would have been the smarter decision. Or give her some money like Victor gave his girl, and she go away and go to another town. Those are your only options, really. But I'm looking forward to this next episode. I wonder if all of the main characters will survive this next episode, because I really don't know how Vic and Oz's mom is going to get out of their situation. But this was a great episode. Now, before I get out of here, we also have to talk about this Dr. Julian. He is one of the weakest people. Not one of. He is the weakest person on the show. He's tied up to a chair, getting dominated when the show first started. I said, this guy is crazy. One, he always wanted Sophia, and we see he wanted her no matter how she treated him, no matter what the terms are, because he's getting treated bad. He's coming off as a real clown because she basically just got him tied up at the house and giving him direction. Another person that was at the house that I was surprised to see actually was Sal. Sal was there, and you got to see that they are a real team where they work things out together and actually are out and about accomplishing things together. I didn't think they would be that close. I know they did a time jump, but wow. But I can't wait for this last episode. Please let me know what you thought about this one, because they haven't missed yet, in my opinion. So let me know what you thought about it in the comments. As always, if this is your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. Check out the other content. Click that like button. Y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.